Why do we use this? Why do we use function notation? It's just a different way to use it, and it's also a quick way to write context. What is context? Context is meaning. Context is what do I mean? If you hear something says y equals 2x, what does that mean? But if I gave you context to that, that would it could be you get $2 for every homework assignment you finish from your parents. That'd be quite a deal. But then you would have context to what that equation actually means. So let's look at a few. Josh's group was selling suckers for a fundraiser. They sold them for 50 cents a piece, but they had to pay shipping of 30. I'm guessing that's dollars. The function for their sucker sales is P of S, again, not P times S, P of S, the function P with input S, is 50 cents times S minus 30. If they sold 150 suckers, how much money would they profit? So the point of calling this P of S is that this is the profit for your input, suckers, right? That's how many suckers. Input is the suckers. S, profit function of S. So, in terms of 150 suckers, all I would say is my profit of 150 is 50 cents times how many suckers I sold, 150. So this is the same thing we were doing, right? 150 now. S is 150 now, so I'm just plugging it in. Minus 30, which would be 75 because it's half of 150, minus 30 equals 45. So that's what? $45. So if I write P of 150 equals 45, what does that mean? It's going to ask you that in one of the practices. What does this mean? P of 150 equals 45. Yeah, that's a lot of numbers. I want context. There's context here. Profit of selling 150 suckers is $45. That's what it means. That's the point of context. The profit of 150 suckers is $45. Okay, let's look at one more for that example. Not that example, different example of context. Lexi had her car towed when it broke down. It cost her $3.50 per mile to have it towed, plus a flat fee of $50. The function for her cost was C of M equals 350 M plus 50. Why do you think they called it C of M? Read. Why do you think they called it C of M? Because it cost her this amount per mile. So this is the cost, the function of cost for your input of miles, right? So my cost in terms of how many miles I drove is 350 350 times the amount of miles plus $50, right? So $32, right? $32. So, or 32 miles, sorry. So that's now M, right? That's the amount of miles. The function cost at 32 miles is going to be 350 times the amount of miles. Again, just plugging that in for M because that's what M is. Plus 50, right? I'm not going to do this one in my head, so let me chalk that up in the calculator real quick. times 32. 432 plus 50 is 482. 482. All right, what does that mean? I'm going to say C of 32 equals 482. What does that mean? In context. Pause the video and tell me what that means in context. Practice. Okay, C of 32. The cost for driving 32 miles is $482. The cost of driving 32 miles is $482. That's what it means. All right, if I were to ask you, what does CM equals, let's say 64, 114 mean? What does C of M equals 114 mean? That means the cost for driving how many miles is going to be $114. Say I have $114 and you're wondering what the cost for driving that amount of miles would be, right? How many miles does it take to get to $114? So what I would do is say, okay, C of M is this equation here. That's C of M. So 350M plus 50 equals 114, right? This is C of M, and this is how many dollars I have. So you can subtract over the 50. And then you can, divide by 3.5. So 3.5 18.3-ish. It's about 18.3 miles. So again, how many miles can you drive with $114? Or how many miles can you get towed for 114 miles or dollars? That's about 18.3 miles. So again, you would say C of 18.3 is 114. The cost of being towed 18.3 miles is $114. All right, I hope that makes a little more sense for you.